Yes, when dealing with narcissistic people, especially when they are in a group setting and they choose you to be their designated scapegoat, when you are the scapegoat in a group of narcissistic individuals, then it's like you can't win for losing with those people. It's like no matter what it is that you say or do, it's always going to be weaponized against you. They're always going to villainize every single thing that you do. It doesn't matter if you do good or if you do bad, if you are considerate of others, or even if you didn't consider someone. It doesn't matter what you do, they will find an issue with everything that you do. So when it comes to the negative things, like if you made a human mistake and you were inconsiderate of someone else, or if you accidentally rubbed somebody the wrong way, it wasn't necessarily intentional, but mistakes that you have made, they amplify those mistakes, they throw those back in your face, and they say, see, this is why you do this, is why we feel this way about you. This, they use it as a way to weaponize it against you. But even if you have done the right thing, the righteous thing, you've done something good and with pure intention, they are going to basically find some type of flaw in it, or basically take the good that you have done, twist it and spin it around and weaponize the good that you have done and try to paint it as something bad. This is gaslighting at its finest, where even when you feel like you were having pure intention, or even when you weren't doing anything malicious or mean to another person and you were just being genuine with them, then they weaponize every single thing that you do. They villainize everything that you do, because what they are trying to do is they want to continue to fulfill the narrative that you are the problem, that you are this bad guy, that you are the main source of why things are not functioning properly. So what they have to do in order to feed this narrative, they have to they have to give it fuel. They have to find something that they can use in order to fuel and feed this narrative. Because what they're getting from you and your natural essence, they're not getting much evidence to back up their claim. So, what they have to do is they have to spin things and twist things around just so that they can all be convinced of their narrative. They can believe their own lies because they have, sort of justification evidence from things that you have done in order to fulfill the narrative that you are this problem. And when this happens, it is very exhausting because you feel as if you have to walk on eggshells around these people. You feel as if you have to watch what you say all the time, and you have to be careful of what you say, how you say it. You have to be careful of just even moving differently. You got to be careful if you're coughing funny or sneezing funny. You got to be careful if you breathe wrong. You got to be careful on the facial expressions that you make. It's when you are under so much scrutiny by a group of people to a point where they are focusing so much on you to find a flaw, to find a problem, just so they can use that problem as leverage to have reasons to come against you, to have reason to talk to you crazy, to talk down on you, to belittle you, to have reason to ostracize you, to have reason to agitate you, to aggravate you, to antagonize you, to chastise you. When they want reason to unleash their wrath on you, when they want reason to project so much negativity and how the negative energy that they are feeling within themselves, when they want reason to give it to you, the designated scapegoat, because they want you to be their punching bag, they will look for any type of justification or plausible cause in order for them to justify why they are treating you the way that they are. Because what they need, hear me when I say this, what they need is they need reason to treat you a certain way. Because if they just treat you a certain way and you have not done anything, you have not provoked it, quote unquote, then they would feel as if they were the ones that were being ridiculous because they're doing something to you unprovoked, which is why they are looking for reasons to claim that you are provoking them. They are looking for reasons to claim as if you've done something wrong, you've said something wrong. Now I have the reason to jump down your throat. This is why it's very unhealthy to be around narcissistic people like this, because all they do is make your daily life, your living, a living hell. They make your presence feels so unwarranted, unwanted, unwelcome, so tolerated, where you just feel sometimes as if you have to shrink yourself in order to exist in this space, because the minute you take up space is the minute that they all jump all over you. You know, not physically, but you know, like figuratively, they just jump all on you. They just continue to shove just shit down your throat. They just want to continue to just like spiritually jump you. Like they may not be physically jumping you, but they're spiritually jumping you. They're with their negative energy, with their nastiness, with their coldness, with their words. That's how they're jumping you. And when you're around this type of energy for a long period of time, or however long the duration is, and it's so much at once that you're unable to sometimes really fully process what is happening at the time. All you know is that you're feeling bullied, you're feeling picked on, you're feeling as if everyone is ganging up on you, you feel as if you can't do anything right, and it's very, very stressful. And stuff like that is very unhealthy, because now you are in a state of fight or flight. Now you are in a state of survival mode. Now you are in this state where you have to be very hyper vigilant. You have to constantly be looking over your shoulder to just make sure that you're not doing anything wrong, or it's like waiting for the other shoe to drop, or just constantly being watchful for the next time someone's going to come and attack you. No person should ever have to be in an environment where you're constantly being treated that way, where people constantly want to just talk to you crazy and mistreat you and bully you and just have no regards for your feelings whatsoever. You see, when narcissists look at you as their scapegoat, they want you to be the villain so so badly that they will look for any type of way to prod in order to make you out to be the villain. That's why, exactly why they tend to poke the bear with you so many times, because they want you to prod. Or even when they poke the bear and you don't prod, they get a joy in this sick sadistic satisfaction of constantly poking the bear at you and you not saying much or defending yourself or sticking up for yourself when they say this to you. You see, the narcissists, they thrive on your silence. They thrive on you not standing up for yourself. They thrive on you just allowing them to talk to you any old kind of way. But when you no longer allow that, when you stand up to them, then at that point, that's when they don't want to deal with you. That's when they don't want to talk to you. That's when that you will hear the least amount of words from them, when you're no longer just sitting there letting them just berate you verbally and just downright disrespect you. But let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what obligation you have to these people. No human being should be sitting there amongst a group of people, and that whole group of people is making that one person feel bad. You don't deserve to go through that. You don't deserve to have people constantly bullying you and abusing you and verbally assaulting you. You don't deserve to be treated in that way. And what you can learn from those moments is that these people are taking advantage of the fact that you have a good heart and you're not very confrontational, that you are the type where you're not one to argue back or backbite or get flippant at the mouth with people whenever they say something to you. And you're not that type of person that's going to just be, baited into conflict. They use that to their advantage. They know you have a good heart. They know you aren't one to really fight back. So they just continue to attack when you're not fighting back. Like, imagine if you were to be like someone was just constantly just beating you up and you weren't punching back. At that point, that person is attacking you. And that's what narcissists do. They will do things where they are constantly attacking you, and they make it seem as if you have to put up with it for whatever reason that you all are obligated to each other. But nobody is ever obligated or entitled to disrespect you and to belittle you and to ostracize you and to oppress you, to aggravate you, agitate you, chastise you. Nobody is ever entitled to treat you that way, because basically what they are saying is you treat people the way you want to be treated, right? So when they treat you in that way negatively, they are basically saying that they want you to treat them negatively just the same. Because if we're treating people the way that we want to be treated, if that's how you're treating me, that's how you're telling me that you want to be treated. So if you go turn around and you treat them that way and you match their energy, they have no reason to look at you all flabbergasted, because it's like, hey, baby, I just matched your energy. If you don't like the energy that is being matched, don't give this energy. You get what you give. Simple as that. And once you do grow and you do grow that backbone and you look back at those moments in your life and you realize how much of a coward those people were because they took advantage of someone that just wasn't defending themselves and they're not as powerful as you think they